there's a lot of people who are frustrated with Kyrsten Sinema, and it's not just her voters and everyone. Even people who know her well, who've been friends with her, are now talking to reporters saying, Jesus, what the hell is going on? There's this article on the Daily Beast, Kyrsten Sinema is unfriending her network into oblivion. She doesn't have time on social media for the friends. She's just liking those posts from wine moms on Instagram or whatever. I love it. Those go around constantly. Anyway, there's some sources who talked to the Daily Beast about this, and one, Chris Hurston said, when I talked to other individuals that consider themselves friends of her, they told me they haven't spoke to her in over a year, and when they've contacted her to inquire why she's doing what she's doing politically, they don't get callbacks. She's clearly gone in a different direction. Used to be part of Sinema's local fundraising network, that individual. Hasn't talked to her in forever. Matt Grodsky says a lot of people who've considered her a friend or confidant or someone she'd go to for donor support or political support, she won't talk to those people anymore. She had a big network of people who liked her, establishment Democrats, progressives, everyone marveled at her ability to win in Arizona. A lot of her longtime friends and confidants are no longer there. No one knows, to be honest, where she's at. And another source said allies in the party for her don't exist anymore. She's burned so many bridges with the allies she used to have. And so my question for you, Caroline, is if she's going to get back her groove or mojo or whatever, how can she do it? And if she doesn't, let's say that we continue on the way we are, maybe the bill passes, maybe it doesn't, but she certainly didn't help. It's one thing to speculate about like some congressman running against her. What do you think like Schumer will do? What do you think Biden will do? Will there be organized Democratic support for a challenger after all that she's done this past year or not done?
That's a really, really good question that I hadn't considered. Like, yeah, what is the when someone who is ostensibly until now an establishment Democrat doesn't go with what the establishment wants? Yeah, what is the response from Democratic leaders? That's the big question, because as we know, challengers, especially progressive left-leaning challengers to incumbent Democrats, are very not given any support. Nancy Pelosi, as we know, in the House has like specifically said that we are not giving any support to progressive challengers. So I don't know. I just keep coming back to the idea that Joe Biden, one of the biggest rallying cries of his campaign to get sort of the progressive vote was that, look, I can get these sort of middle of the road Democrats on board with certain legislations. Bernie can't, Elizabeth Warren can't, that sort of thing. And like, that's a very good point, but we're seeing that, the hallmark of the Biden campaign is just sort of crumbling before our eyes. And obviously that is definitely to be expected, but there's something also very different between the Manchin of it all and the Sinema of it all. Like Joe Manchin is, giving statements and saying, well, this is how I work. This is what I believe, sort of. This is allegedly what my constituents want. But Sinema's just like radio silence is so different. So I wouldn't be surprised if Biden and Schumer, are hold back from really defending her should she be primaried in 2024.
I can't wait to see.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know.
Fingers crossed.
No, it's a great point about Biden. That was supposed to be, well, there was two advantages he was supposed to have. Supposedly he's more electable, which makes honestly perfect sense as long as you never looked at any of the comparative polls of like Bernie versus Trump or anything like that in 2016 or 2020. And also that he could bring people together. Well, so far with the Republicans, how's that working out? Has he brought Republicans together? And then on bringing like the Democratic Party together, like she might end up supporting the bill, maybe, but it's going to have been like eviscerated. What, Bernie couldn't have gotten her to cut a bill by a ton and then reluctantly support it? Where is the Biden advantage that we were supposed to have? So far, I'm really not seeing it. And during all of this time, he's being like super cowardly in terms of executive orders, executive action. He's not moving on those things too. So what was the advantage here? I mean,
Exactly.
we're not surprised. We knew this coming in, but yeah.
Anyway. It's disappointing. Yeah. So
100%. No, final thought?
I was just gonna say, I mean, we keep hearing that there's like, she's having all these calls with the president. And it's like, okay, Joe, like, tell us what she's saying. The good, the bad, like, what's going on? Why? Because he likely has some sort of good excuse of like why she is not budging. And I just say, like, burn it all down, like, let us know. It's not helping you or Biden's reelection if he can't wrangle this area of the party.
Yeah, and I will also say this is like I guess a prediction or a warning for people who are watching the show now but haven't been following American politics for very long. There has been almost nothing done throughout this year. They passed the COVID bill, there was a hate crimes bill, and now we've been waiting for months and months and months for infrastructure. And this is during the honeymoon period. Like, if you think nothing was done this year, next year's an election, which is the ultimate excuse from every politician to not do a damn thing. So enjoy that. And then eventually he'll be a lame duck. So just enjoy. This was the exciting part of the Biden term.
Yeah, we're basically on to the next election already, and you love to see it.
For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/thedamagereport. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.